All right, hey now, it's the Rob from 1061.
Rob, wait.
What?
This is post to post. We got to do something big, something out there.
What were you thinking?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Town Square Media and 1061 KISS FM proudly bring to you your podcast champions of the world. He's the R to the O to the B. I'm STEVE. We are your hosts with the most, bringing you everything wrestling related from post to post.
Now it's the Rob from 1061 KISS FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting.
Hey guys, it's me, Steve, web contributor to 1061 evansville.com.
How about that intro, that opening video?
Yes.
My goodness, nice work, Steve.
Thank you very much.
And nice work on our backdrop. We've got big things coming. We're trying to include some production value into this, and we're very ECW grassroots with our production right now. All this was done in Steve's mom's basement. Steve, last night was Survivor Series. We both watched the show. We didn't watch it together. We watched it separately.
Yep.
And we have not talked about our thoughts about the show last night. You're shaking your head. Do you have something you want to get off your chest?
Overall, not good, but we can go through it as we go through it.
I would say overall decent.
Okay.
I would say overall better than it had any right to be, and better than I was expecting.
Okay.
If you want my honest opinion. But so what let you down, or was it just a bad card in general? Like, talk to me.
What let me down was lack of surprise. I felt like we had some really quick finishes, and the end.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
You know, should we start with the end or should we start at the top?
Let's go ahead and work our way up to that.
Okay.
In anticipation.
So they did put, they had two, if you factor in the whole night, there were 2 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches. Those make me happy. I wish the first one wouldn't have been on the pre-show because I don't watch all of the pre-show. I don't need a 4-hour pay-per-view. Yeah. I really don't. I don't need that every month. So I tune in about quarter till the pay-per-view. And so I saw the last half of a 5-on-5 match that, you know, was kind of forgettable, but give me those at Survivor Series. Yes. I'm okay with that, personally. I'm trying to think of who was in it. Let's see. Stardust was on one side. Who did he have with him? It was... he
had the Ascension.
The Ascension. I didn't even see them. I didn't see them because I tuned in too late.
Oh, wow.
And he had...
that's how forgettable it was.
Yeah. I can't even... I didn't see the whole match, but he had...
I cannot remember.
I can't remember either. But either way, there was a 5-on-5. I know he fought the Dudleys. He fought Goldust. And there was another team, the Lucha Dragons. No, they were in the...
Titus O'Neil and Neville.
The primetime play. Oh, not Darren Young. Again, I missed the match.
It wasn't Darren Young, which I thought was odd.
Yeah, I wonder what's the deal is with him.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
As demonstrated, very forgettable. I didn't even catch the whole match because if you want me to comment on a match, you need to put it on the main show, personally. Yes. The show started off with the first round for the tournament.
Yep, Roman Reigns and Del Rio.
It was fine. I would call it a good match. I wouldn't call it a great match. I wouldn't call it a bad match. It was good.
I actually thought it was a great match, and I hate saying that with Del Rio involved, but that was actually one of the better matches of the night, in my opinion. Between
the first two matches, there was a promo with I want to say JoJo was hosting it. Yeah. She was interviewing Roman Reigns. Dean Ambrose cuts him off, and then Kevin Owens comes in. And if you want my honest opinion, the best mic work of everybody involved was Owens. Owens did a real good job just saying, you know, he's got to get past me first, but he did a better job captivating me than even Ambrose and Reigns did, personally.
Yeah, there was a point in there, it almost seemed like Reigns thought the interview was over, and then it kept going. Yeah,
but I thought it came off well, personally. Kevin Owens is gaining traction with me. I like the guy a lot. But then he went on to promptly lose to Dean Ambrose. No surprise there. Yeah. A good match, I thought. I may have preferred that match, personally, but they were both good.
The only thing I didn't like about that match is that's what I thought was one of the fast finishes. It just kind of came out of nowhere. There was no real build-up to that finish, I thought.
Did you see the Diet Owens Diet sign in the crowd?
I did not.
I thought that was kind of funny. Diet Owens Diet.
Don't do that, Owens. We need guys like you.
I kind of agree. His look is not... Okay, I don't like that he looks normal. Like, he doesn't look like... If I saw him on the street, I wouldn't think that was a pro wrestler. Yeah. But I'm okay with that. You know, we need the Bam Bam Bigelow types, the KKB types. He's not King Kong Bundy big, but he's a different shape than the rest of the guys. I'm totally okay with that. Yeah. So, yeah, don't Diet Owens Diet. By the way, how badly do you want to see a Kevin Owens versus Melissa Joan Hart feud?
I don't.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
They're having a Twitter war.
Are they really?
Yeah, Melissa Joan Hart on after last week's Raw said that Kevin Owens was a lazy wrestler. Then she started getting, because she's a big fan of wrestling, she actually live tweets Raw quite a bit apparently.
Oh, wow, okay.
So she pissed off a lot of Kevin Owens fans. So now they're making lewd comments about her children on their pictures on Twitter, and she's getting very upset. She's trying to say that she didn't mean that Kevin Steen, the person, was lazy, but that the character Kevin Owens is lazy. So Kevin Owens has blocked Melissa Joan Hart from Twitter. He's tweeted some things about her. It's a whole feud. I'm ready to see. You must have thought, like, what is he talking about with Melissa Joan Hart?
Yeah, Twitter's not that serious, guys.
It really isn't, but I was enjoying all of the feud there. You have to look it up because it's pretty funny.
I definitely will.
After that, so we're done with the first round of the tournament, or I guess technically the semifinals.
Yep.
Now we're moving on to another 5-on-5 match. I think I can name everybody in this match.
Okay.
You had, on one side, you had New Day.
Yes.
And Barrett and Sheamus.
Yes.
Which, by the way, their comedy was on point last night. Taking on, let's see, you had Lucha Dragons, and you had the Usos, and you had Ryback.
Yes.
And I enjoyed the match. I will say this. I feel like there was an error that happened because, if nothing else, the referee should have at least counted New Day out after Sheamus got eliminated.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I kind of feel like we got ripped off of 2 eliminations after Big E got eliminated. New Day kind of just drug him off, but they should have returned, I feel like. Or there should have been a 10 count twice, in my opinion. Your thoughts?
That match had a strong start, but as it went on, I was very aware it was time filler.
I would kind of agree with that, but at least the time filler was a 5-on-5 match, you know, and we got 2 last night, so that's kind of par for the course anymore, and we were worried about having none.
Yeah.
So that was that. All right, then we have the Divas, who may have had the best match of the night, in my opinion.
I agree.
Paige and Charlotte, their feud's on point. I noticed something interesting in the highlight package. I was watching the show with my girlfriend, and I wanted her to see some of the things that Paige said about Reed from Monday's Raw. They edited it where that was not in the footage.
Yeah.
They made it seem like what pissed off Charlotte was something different, and they completely backed off from that. At no point in Survivor Series did they show anything about Reed.
Yeah.
So, do you have thoughts about that, or do they regret what they did there? I would say kind of.
They definitely backpedaled, taking that out. I don't think they should have. They should have stuck to their guns because that would have added to Charlotte's victory. I mean, she's winning for her little brother. She said she's there because of her little brother. So she should have won for her little brother, and all that was eliminated. Take some of the emotion out of the victory. I
think they got a lot of heat from the Flairs, Rick and Reed's mom. I thought were not very happy with what happened. They said that Charlotte agreed to the angle. However, Rick argued, and probably properly, that she's not really in a position to say no.
Yeah.
So I can understand that could upset the Flair family.
Ric Flair, out of all people, should understand that sometimes your personal life has to come in there. As dark as it was needed for the heat.
It just felt really dark for wrestling standards. I was surprised that they backed off from it and didn't mention it all. Yeah. They had a great match. As expected, Charlotte retained. Paige is coming off like a 5-star heel, in my opinion, though, here lately. She's been a great, great heel. After that, unless I'm forgetting anything... I'm forgetting Dolph Ziggler and Tyler Breeze. I gotta tell you, this was the sandwich match for me. This was the one where I kind of phased out. I started looking at my Facebook.
Yes.
I was surprised that Breeze won. We both got that one wrong. But, will that mean a lot for him? Do they have a big future with Breeze plans?
I think he's kind of paid his dues in NXT, so he's in WWE. I don't see him being a world big champion. I think his character gets stale pretty fast.
Well, I don't see him being a world champion. I agree with that part. But they gave him a pretty decently long vignette with that new announcer guy asking him Twitter questions.
Yeah, that went nowhere.
I feel like they wouldn't do that if they had no plans for him.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to have a decent push at first, but I don't think it's going to last very long.
Yeah. I can have plans to eat crackers later, but if you leave the package open, they get stale.
That's a very good point, Steve. If you leave the package open, they do get stale. I see him having a very Bo Dallas-like run.
Yes.
Comes on with a lot of attention, with a big push, and then all of a sudden he's forgettable in a Survivor Series match.
And I don't necessarily want to blame him as a man or character. Please don't get me wrong. I like the Tyler Breeze character. It's the writing. They will lose interest in that character.
I feel like this character doesn't have a lot of legs personally. It's been kind of done. You know, Rick Rude was the guy who was into his physical appearance, and then Shawn Michaels was, and I mean, how many times have we seen it? I mean, even Ric Flair's been that kind of heel before. There's not a whole lot new to it with the exception of the selfie stick.
Yeah, he has to evolve quickly. I mean, that type of character.
There's gonna need to be something that happens with him. Unless I'm forgetting anything, Taker and Kane versus, it wound up being Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper.
Yes.
And that match was entertaining, I thought, for what it was supposed to be. I love the entrances.
Yeah, I love the Taker entrance, especially with the coffin and the images morphing into one another.
Especially last night, but also over the past month, they've done a very good job of making The Undertaker feel superhuman.
Yes.
And his 25 years seeming very important. I did not realize it was 25 years to the exact day, though.
Yeah.
It was November 22nd of 1990 that Taker debuted. I knew it was Survivor Series 90, but who knew it was the same exact day? What a crazy story. I thought it was just fine. There was not a whole lot to say about it.
It was very one-sided. It was definitely the Undertaker-Kane show. So.
Yeah, but that's what I expected personally. Is their feud over? Will it continue? Where's it going from here?
With Undertaker and Kane winning, I don't really know where it can go to unless they're going to try and take Bray even darker. I mean, but with the loss, I mean, there's really nowhere to go in my opinion.
Right. I'm also wondering if 2 losses in a row to Undertaker in very high-profile matches is going to be detrimental to Bray. I really wish Bray would have won at WrestleMania, personally. But, you know, what can you do? And then came the big talked-about moment of the night, the main event. Reigns and Ambrose, they've got to find, I wouldn't call it a great match. It was a good match.
Yeah.
And Reigns wins the title.
Yes.
For about 45 seconds, or however long it was, until Sheamus comes out and ends the parade. So you seem like you're upset about this.
I'm very upset about it.
Let's talk about it. You're a Reigns fan.
I'm a Reigns and I'm an Ambrose fan. I love how the match went. I love the end where they teased maybe a heel turn, but it wasn't a heel turn. It was 2 brothers congratulating one another. Then I caught a glimpse of the clock. It was 9:36.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's too early. Something's going to happen. Triple H comes out. My night goes to hell.
See, when Triple H came out, I thought there was still time for a heel turn from somebody.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. Everyone expected it to. Sheamus comes out, cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase for like 2 or 3 minutes or however long they fought for. I actually thought Sheamus might lose.
I was hoping. I was so hoping.
Yeah, I wasn't, because let me tell you why this is good for Roman Reigns and his fans.
Okay.
Because Roman Reigns conveyed very real emotion when he won the title and also when he lost the title. Now, Roman Reigns now has this real-life character of being yanked around with the title. Supposed to win at WrestleMania, the fans screw him out of it. Supposed to win a Survivor Series from Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins gets injured. Now, all of a sudden, he wins the title in this tournament. Sheamus pisses on his parade. And now, I feel like you're going to have a whole different group of people possibly like even myself, wanting him to win at the next show, at the Royal Rumble, or whenever it happens to be. And I think that this is going to win over the internet fans that are tough to get on Roman's side. For example, the internet fans don't love Sheamus. So they presented us with an option, quote unquote, worse than Reigns.
Yes.
So would I rather see Reigns as champion? Probably yes. And now I'm excited to see him win because it's better than Sheamus. Plus, I feel like now he's really earned it. Like, I feel like he's having these great matches and has been yanked around for almost a year now, to the point where, you know what? I'm more on board with him winning this title. Okay. Especially because he didn't win it last night.
Okay.
Your thoughts to that?
And what they say, the face in chase mode is more money.
Right.
I ask you, at what point does the chase get stale? He's been chasing that belt since Royal Rumble. And for 2 months, they didn't want him to win when he was going into his Brock WrestleMania feud. Seth Rollins had one hell of a title run. Unfortunately, hurt his knee. But Reigns, I mean, it's just block after block. When does that become boring for you as a fan?
But okay, there is a fine line for when it becomes stale. But also think about this: what it's going to be like when he actually does win it now.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, first of all, there were several months where Reigns wasn't chasing the title, or Reigns was chasing Wyatt. So it wasn't consistently for the past year. And secondly, when he wins at Rumble or Mania now, after this year of paying his dues again to win back the fans that turned on him at the Royal Rumble in Philly, I feel like it makes the moment sweeter and more effective than winning from Brock at WrestleMania 31, in my opinion. You can disagree, but I think this is the right path to go on. Now, if you take it past Mania, you're looking at maybe getting too long. But I think this is good for Reigns and the company. Well, plus, it gets that stupid briefcase off Sheamus, which no one won in the first place anyway.
So all that's happened, but now we have to ask ourselves, how many months can we stand Sheamus as champion?
I think less than 2. I think it'll be the Rumble. It won't be past WrestleMania. There's no way. I don't even think the company wanted him to be champion. Obviously, they had to jump the gun on that because of Seth Rollins. But I feel like it was the right move, and I actually left the show happy that it happened. Okay. I know you didn't, and a lot of people didn't, but it worked for me, and I'm excited to see Reigns actually get the title now, both as a fan, as a mark, and as a smarter wrestling fan who's actually known his struggle. He's now really earned it. Yeah. You know, so now I'm cool with it. So those are my thoughts. Those are Steve's thoughts. Let us know who you agree with. Was it the right move putting the belt on Sheamus minutes after giving it to Reigns last night? Or should Reigns have had more time to breathe with that title? Let us know in the comments. You can shoot us an email. For myself, the Robin, for my tag team partner, Steve.
One more second. You have one more thing to do before we cut off.
I was going to say it. I wasn't going to say it.
Congratulations.
I get to keep it again. The Too Cool Cup of Awesome. I'll be drinking my Grandmaster Sexay juice for another month, at least until Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. For myself, the Rob, and for Steve.
Have a nice day.